The title of the U.S. Match Racing Championship will be decided today. In addition, that skipper will automatically qualify for this event in 2023 and celebrate by hoisting the Prince of Wales Bull. Originating in 1931 as a gift from His Royal Highness, Prince Edward Albert, the trophy has always had the purpose of promoting the sport of sailing. Its winners have evolved from juniors and small boats to match races on the local stage and now to the national stage. Hi, I'm Ashley Love from T2P TV, and we are joined here by the Executive Director of Oakcliff, Don Riley. What's in store for today?
Well, we have the semifinals going on and then consolation, and right now we have Holes one up over Chris Poole, and then we have Potts one up over Peterson. Those are three fiery skippers and one youngster who's holding his own.
We start with one of the perhaps deciding matches between Pearson Potts, who entered from the left with the blue flag, and Jeffrey Peterson flying the yellow flag. If Potts wins this match, he'll have 3 points to move into the finals. In the last start, Potts bested Peterson quite. Oh, he's going for a steel balls maneuver here and makes it. Using the race committee boat as a pick to try and separate, but it didn't work. They're right back together.
The two races before this have been rather calm. This one, Jeffrey Peterson is fighting for his life. Been super aggressive, less than a minute to the start.
Both boats were pushing the line with not too much time left. Peterson wants the right in a right phase. Advantage Peterson. Oh, but he was over early, so he'll have a little dip.
Peterson coming in from the right with starboard tack, forcing Potts into a tack, still below the ley line here. Peterson rolling over the top of Potts. They can luff at any time.
Potts' boat handling is rock steady. Peterson taking the bounce through the waves a little bit harshly. Potts moving ahead.
Both boats pinching up, still overlap. Peterson still heads, and he's bailed. He's going for attack. Potts is going to cover. He doesn't want to give him leverage to come back on starboard.
Peterson has overlapped to leeward, still trying to hold Potts past ley line. Another minute has passed. Now we are past that green mark. That is their first windward mark. Is Peterson pulling the trigger? Potts is just matching him inch for inch, everything he does. There they go.
Both boats hoisting the black spinnaker. Peterson has mark room. Potts cannot go in there. All he can do is follow as close as he can. We might see a jibe right after this mark. White flags flying.
There they go into a luff.
Yellow flag. Pearson is going to roll, and Jeffrey Peterson is carrying a penalty. His move now has to be to offset this. He has to offset this. He's going for the luff, saying you're not keeping clear. There's going to be more wide flags. Spinnakers are touching. He's sailing right through that spinnaker.
Oh, kite is now coming down, making their footprint over the water even bigger. Double yellow for Peterson. He's got to do one of those circles right now, but we still have 3 legs left.
He has to do the penalty right now. There's a lot of screaming going on from Potts' boat. As soon as Peterson does this penalty, there'll be 3 boat lengths behind, and the calm will prevail.
Another lap on the course, and Peterson was able to make up some ground, but not enough to pass and shed a penalty. Pearson Potts gets 3 points to qualify him for the finals. Pearson Potts will have a break while the other semi-final is sorted out. Chris Poole and Hulse. It is a must-win for Hulse because Poole has 2 points and Hulse only has 1. The consolation round also wrapped up with Janelle Zarkowski in 5th, Nicole Brault in 6th, Patrick Shanahan in 7th, and Cormac Murphy in 8th. The pressure has picked up a bit, which condenses that time to the line, both of them pushing it early.
A split tack start. Chris Poole's going to come back with starboard right away when they meet in probably about 1 minute. Peter Hulse is trying to get in front of Chris Poole. That starboard tack advantage did not help him right now. That is a big move, and we're only a minute and a half into this race.
Second time meeting, Hulse still has the advantage, but we are very close to ley line, so Chris is going to try to live.
And starboard. Chris Poole has to avoid.
The pole float. Poole has a lot of practice with that this event. No penalty flags yet. That's something peculiar for this pair, right, Dawn?
Extremely unusual for this pair. I have to say, not individually, but together, I think these are two of my favorite match racers to watch fight with each other.
Chris Poole decided they were on ley line and went for the early jibe, rolling over Hulse, but he's not quite letting him go yet. You're not on ley line when Peter Hulse keeps a piece of you to leeward and makes you sail past ley to the other side of the leeward marks. Jibs are up, sailing back upwind to get to them.
Chris Poole goes right into attack around the leeward mark. Peter Hulse covering tight. This is going to stay exciting.
Peter took a big risk and separated greatly. Big split upwind, and it worked out. Now he has about a 7-boat length lead. If they're able to get this win, they'll tie up the series. That ties it up. We go into a 5th race to determine the second finalist. 5th and final match. We just had some puffs roll through, something to consider when you're in a dial-up. If they have any shift to them, these boats can get together quickly.
Bruce Cook and Charlie Arms watching as the umpire, Patrick Burks and Miss Leonard as the wing boat, looking to see if there's an overlap. If there's contact, that's when all the pressure goes onto the umpires.
Yellow flag up on Chris Poole. Must have come up a little too quickly. Chasing Hulse over to the signal boat end, 13 seconds left.
Chris Poole, Peter Hulse looked like they were over the line. Race committee says all clear. Chris Poole to leeward, but carrying a penalty.
Favoring the left side of the course, Chris has a hefty lead over Hulse around the first top mark, but they do still have that penalty to shed. Dawn, about how much time do you need in this much breeze to shed a penalty downwind?
About 3 boat lengths, and they have way more than that. They're just going to come up around the pin, tack, and come and cross the finish line for the win.
In the fatigue finals, Jeffrey Peterson leads Peter Holes, and he already has 1 point down in a 1-2 situation. His crew, JC Hermes, Joseph Coyne, Tyler Wolk, and Daniel Pegg. With an average age of about 22 years old, that team, Golden State Match Racing, takes third in this year's Match Racing Championship. Moving into the finals, we have Pearson Potts entering from the right in boat number 1 against Chris Poole in boat number 7. Boat number 1, Potts, has 1 point so far. Pearson Potts, the far boat, sails for Guardians of the Monohull with James Barry, Lucas Adams, Abigail Preston, Bryce Kopp, and Bobby Savoy.
Okay, so match racing is definitely a discipline all of its own. What is it about match racing that you love?
I think that what I love is just the close combat, and it's also very technical and it's very precise. I would say there's not much room for error. In a lot of other disciplines, you can kind of get away with some mistakes or not being quite as sharp, but in match racing, you really know exactly where it went wrong.
50 seconds to go, and both teams are pushing down towards the pin end of the start.
The gun's already gone. Chris Poole had to tack away to stay clear and will start a full boat length behind.
Geographically, there are some major puffs and shifts happening. All of the fleet racing tactics coming out right now.
Pearson Potts fully ahead, coming around on port, has to stay out of boat number 7 way with Chris Poole at the helm.
Riptide Racing is Chris Poole's program, sailing with him today. Alec Anderson, Chris Kennedy, Andres Garafont, and Ben Bardwell. And some of them have been through Oakcliff, right, Don?
At least 2, and we half count Chris.
On the final downwind of this second race of the finals, Pearson's lead is still 4 boat lengths. Another W puts Potts up to 2. So this is a must-win situation for Chris Poole, down 0-2.
Green is the right mark.
The spectator boat getting an up-close and personal view this race. The heavy air has made the playground a little bit bigger.
I'd like to just win the boat. You're getting low here, pretty low. I don't think you can shut out from here. Up, 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 up. Pretty close to a hook. You're gonna have the hook now.
30, 29, 8, 7.
Watch for him to throw it right back. Wait up! Gonna be starting in a righty.
15 seconds left to go, and we are very close to the committee boat. Now Potts has a big hook on Poole, shoving him out of the starting area.
Box him, box him, box him, box him. Start, 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 start. All right, hold. Big lefty here, big lefty. Watch the hook, watch the hook. Watch the hook, straight.
Chris tried to use some of his leeward advantage there on the different leg, but he still has a lot of ground to make up.
We gotta get hotter, guys. We gotta get hotter.
A big shift has Pearson Potts on the ropes. No pressure from Chris, but a lot of pressure from the breeze to get that kite down before the leeward mark.
Howard!
There are some big shifts and puffs out here, so it's still not over. If things stay this way, this will be Pearson Pott's 4th match racing championship title for the U.S. and his 3rd time winning the Prince of Wales Bowl.
Woo! There we go!
Let's go, man. Yeah! Ice in the veins.
Congratulations to Guardians of the Monohull, our 2022 champions.
These guys right here, they made it happen. Shout out to Bryce Cobb, Bobby Savoy, Lucas Adams, James Barry, and Abigail Preston.
What's it like to do it here at Oakcliff where you've done it before?
We've come full circle. We won, we got second actually to the famous David Storrs. Miss him dearly. But we won the national championship there, but now we've to finally come back here and to win the whole thing. It feels great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes! Well, from on the water to off the water, Oakcliff has been an incredible host for us. Thank you so much for having everyone.
Thank you for being here. It's great to have all these teams here, some winners, some not today, but they've all been here, raced each other hundreds of times. Match racing is alive and well in Oyster Bay.
And there'll be so much more to come, so much young blood out there.
Absolutely. Jeffrey Peterson, world champion, 3rd. We got Chris Poole, #1 in the world, 2nd, and then Pearson Potts just killing it today.
Thank you so much for watching. For T2P TV, I'm Ashley Love.
Above your head, Luke. Lift it up. That's a big ass.